Hi, I'm Claire Butler. I'm the Regional Recovery Officer for Far West New South Wales, and I'm here talking to Richard Cannon from Hay. So Richard, tell us a little bit about your farming enterprise.
Okay, so we operate a property just out of 12 k's out of Hay. It's a mixed farming business. It's quite diverse really. I guess we don't have any great scale in one enterprise, but we have a diverse range of enterprises. We have a irrigation cropping enterprise, which consists of primarily, when water is available, cotton in rotation with winter cereals. We have a self-replacing small merino flock. We have a full-blood Wagyu seed stock herd and an Angus commercial herd. So and so those three enterprises are our primary enterprises. We are involved with some contract breeding arrangements with some pastoral enterprises, and we also hold the ram sale for Hazeldean each year on our farm. So so it's excellent. A diverse little business.
Very diverse. Yeah. So how have you been able to manage the drought that we're kind of coming out of, or do you think that we're still in drought? Obviously this last drought, especially 2018 in this district, it really snuck up quickly on us. It was, in terms of rainfall deficit, it was the worst one we'd had for 30, 40 years. So it was on the back of reasonable good water allocations and low water prices. So fortunately we were on a bit of a roll with cropping and things, but like all things, you have that bit of fat in the system, then suddenly you need to use it up to, in other enterprises like our livestock enterprises, where we had to, fortunately we're lucky enough to send cattle to Victoria on agistment, and feed all the stock, other stock that we had at home. We were probably very wary. We took a feeding approach than a destocking approach, which, I look back and go, it might have been a little bit at the detriment of our country, which I wouldn't like to do again. I'd probably think that out and go into more containment efficient feeding. But in hindsight, we were able to keep our numbers what they were, and then obviously we've come through that drought and seeing some fortunate seasons and been able to now, have stock where this, inflated livestock markets are around us, and that's been one good thing. So yeah. Now that the pressure's off, I suppose, a little bit, or do you still see yourself in a recovery phase? Are you? So, or I guess, what are the challenges now, moving forward?
I think definitely, as much as seasonally where things are better, but I see in terms of strategy we're in a recovery stage. It's what we do now is going to be important to the next time this situation comes. So I am very keen on keeping more ground cover and having signal points that I enact other management tools like containment, even when you probably wouldn't have in prior years. In terms of being caught probably without fodder reserves, well we had fodder reserves, but actual prolonged fodder reserves, I definitely now, we hold a lot of grain that we grow or straw, so that, when that next situation presents itself, drought time or season intermissions, we can actually, have that feed there to fill the gap.
Yeah. So. How does the community sort of gather around and make sure that they can be resilient during the drought?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're very lucky and fortunate here in this Hay community. I think we're reasonably isolated, but we're not too. I saw Hay, there was 2018, obviously was a very, very ordinary year here, but it didn't, people knew that they had to get out and, participate in community activities. I was fortunately involved with this Hay Inc. group, which, as much as things were a bit mundane on farm that year and you're seeing expenditure, it was great to be involved in a community program like that, which, put us with younger people and other volunteer farmers and trainers that you were all away from the farm. So I think it's really important to
have that sort of community outlet, because it does definitely distracts you, and it also, I think, communicating with others, especially probably at my age, when you go out on your own, you're going through your first one, you need to be talking to people that have been through it a few times.
Sure.
And they know, and, you know, it's a common story. It'll come around again, and you know, I'll be happy to, you know, probably tell someone younger that, look, we've been there. You know, you just hang in there, and you know, and think smart, and you'll come out the other end. You know?
Sure.
But yeah, no, as a community, like we're very lucky here. Like the Hay community is, you know, it's I would say it's one of a kind. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Excellent. Thank you very much.